Capricorn! Welcome to your Triple Cross reading for the month of March 2018. You can use this for your sun, moon, and rising signs, and some months you might identify more with your rising or moon sign instead of your sun sign. So if you know your signs, please do check those videos out for more clarity at this time. I'd also like to remind you that these are general readings, so naturally there'll be some messages that resonate more than others, and that's natural and normal because there's lots of Capricorns out there in the YouTube community. Alright, with all that said, let's begin your reading. We have down the center the 5 and the 9 of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. Crossing or supporting that, we have the 8 of Wands, and this is a supporting card. So what we see right out of the gate are some worry or stress or preoccupation, either because there could be someone that is causing these stresses, and if they are, it's this 5 of Swords energy here that is, they're just trying to bring either instability in your life, or they just want to be right. Like, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they're just going to look for any kind of thing that they can nitpick, whether they're right or not, whether it's justifiable or not. It's not the issue. They just really want to make their point come across in a stressful way to you. It could be a little bit hurtful. It could just be petty fights as well. It doesn't have to be anything major. But the wheel here with these cards lets you know that the more and more you feed into this energy of either worry or fighting back, the more it's going to continue. So don't try to add more fuel to the fire. Try to mitigate the energy instead by closing yourself off, protecting your energy. Don't get involved in any fights, because just know that the wheel is letting you know this is not going to be beneficial to you. It's not going to serve your higher self. So it's best to just walk away. If you can't walk away because they're in your life for whatever reason, if they're, like, for example, like a boss or something that's stressing you out, just try your best to close off your energy. Try not to take these things too personally, and just know that when you know deep down that you're right, you don't have to fight with anyone. You can, by all means, prove your point, make your point, and say what it is that you need to say, but you don't need to fight so hard for that to come across. So the cards are inviting you to be the person that sets the example, the person that doesn't go down to meet people in their level, in their frequency. So don't lower your standards for anyone. Don't lower your energetic frequency for anybody. Have people match you. If they can't, that's fine, but you can close off your energy and you can protect yourself. Because we can't control what other people might say or might do, but we can control how we react when it comes to these situations or people, especially when it comes to their communication, because we're dealing with 2 swords cards that talk about either thoughts or a mental activity of sorts. So they could, in their most negative, they could be emotionally manipulative, or they could just be playing mind games. But the 8 here is also letting me know that there's going to be a lot of communication happening. Communication, because we do have 2 here with the 8. There's a lot coming at you that could be overwhelming. Try to be proactive. Try to stick to your schedule. Try to not let this overwhelm you by taking control of it. And you might also feel like things might be moving too fast, moving too quickly. And if that is applicable to you, just know that everything happens in divine timing. Everything happens for you. Everything doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So just in knowing that, you will come to that understanding and realization that you are equipped to deal with anything that life throws your way, especially right now, in the center position. Now, in your root area, we have the 9 of Cups with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So if you are dealing with an air sign like a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and if it's not those signs, it's just someone that is very astute, very intelligent, very smart, very objective, and very good with their words. There is a lot of love on their part because the Queen is looking at the Ace of Cups, which talks about heart, matters of heart, and they just make you feel good, or being around them adds a lot more happiness in your life. They could be very generous toward you, or you could be generous toward them as well. It's just a very beautiful trio when it comes to matters of love and romance. So if you are coupled, or if you are looking for a partner, I can see that your heart is open and that you are ready for that kind of love that is going to add more to your life than subtract. There's a sense here of, yes, being totally open and generous and loving toward other people. You're ready for that. But with the Queen, the beauty of the Queen appearing with this, if you are single especially, is that you now know that you need to have a certain amount of rationality, of impartiality attached to decisions when it comes to love. And so that's a great thing to see. Now, in your recent past, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. So this is also screaming of generosity and equilibrium on your part. Why your part? Because the 6 of Pentacles is your energy, because you are a Capricorn, an earth sign, and the pentacle suit is something that represents you. So there is a sense of like I said, generosity and balance and equilibrium when it comes to dealing with people that you love, because we do have 2 Cups cards, and Cups represent love and emotion. So here with the 6, we see the return of someone from the past, or nostalgia from the past. And that is so very normal and typical of Mercury in retrograde. And currently, that is what is happening astrologically. And anytime this happens, anytime Mercury is not going forwards, but is going backwards, it's a time for us to revisit things and themes from the past, and try your best when having these thoughts of the past, or if it is a person that actually materializes or that you reach out to from the past, try to not let it overwhelm you with the 7 of Cups energy, because that could be emotional disorganization. And the 6 here is trying to remind you, no, be centered, be clear that your generosity, your open heart is being matched by these people. And in your crowning position, we have the 3 of Cups, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and the Justice card. So your friendships are going to be of such support to you, especially emotionally. That's the 3 and 10 together, and there's going to be bringing about that much more stability in your life and objectivity at that. That's the 10 and the Justice card together. They're also going to be able to help you in any situation that may feel unjust or may be lacking in clarity, which is what we saw here in the center. So if anything comes up that isn't clear, that's stressing you out, or people could be just lacking tact in their words, or there's something, a situation that feels unfair to you, lean on your friendships for advice, for emotional support, moral support, and clarity and objectivity, because they will be quite impartial when it comes to dealing with these matters. You could be dealing with a Libra friend. I say friend because the Three of Cups always denotes positive friends when they're next to positive cards rather, and the Justice card is a representation of Libra in the major arcana. And this is just a friend that you love so very much. They love you in turn, and they are ready and willing to be there for you for anything that you need. So there's a lot of support here for you should you need it. Now, in your future position, we see the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Cups. So we are still seeing a little bit of the energy that we saw in your crowning position, especially if it's a Libra person that you're dealing with in your life, or it could also, the King of Swords, be representative of a Gemini or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and this person can illuminate situations with the Ace of Wands. It's a very fired up energy when it comes to anything that may have felt unstable with the five, because fives numerologically represent instability, and the Five of Cups specifically deals with emotional instability. The Five, though, of Cups does tell us that there's still emotions that remain, because in the Rider-Waite deck we do see 2 cups left standing and a figure in the background that is looking at 3 cups that have spilled. So anything that could have felt like the coulda, woulda, should have, this person could be helping you in that regard, because there are here feelings of nostalgia for the past, which we talked about in your recent past, and wishes of revisiting anything that didn't work out in the past, because there's feelings that still remain. The King of Swords, because it could represent a Gemini, and Geminis are governed by Mercury astrologically, also lets me know that this is a theme of Mercury in retrograde, because retrograde, especially Mercury, invite you to look back at the past and to either see it in a new light, a sense of newness here with the Ace, or to focus on the things that just didn't work out, see it in a totally different way, in a more objective way at that, and move on once and for all. So definitely a theme of having to revisit things, situations from the past, or people from the past. Now, in your ego position, we see the Strength card, the King of Cups, and the Two of Cups. This is a beautiful energy for your ego. I love, love, love this for you guys, because this tells me that emotionally you're feeling really good, you're feeling balanced, especially when it comes to all of your personal relationships, your most important relationships at that, and they could be romantic or platonic in nature. It doesn't matter. It just talks about people that you're very, very close to, and there's a lot of balance, a lot of a sense of equilibrium here between yourself and these people. And because you're feeling so good with yourself, so balanced emotionally, that is going to be reflected in the relationships that you have, and it's going to magnify that beauty that you have within you. So that's wonderful. Now, if you're dealing with a water sign like a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or a Leo, because the Strength card is also representative of Leo in the major arcana of the tarot, there is lots of love on your part for this person, or just between you, because this is a card of return, of something being totally parallel, of being reciprocated here. And it's just a very favorable month for love and friendship for your sign. So that's wonderful. Congrats. Take advantage of it. And just a note here to be extra generous, because the Strength card is representative of Leo, and Leo talks about matters of heart and generosity and sharing your abundance and your light with other people, because Leo is represented by the sun astrologically. So a note here to always be extra generous and loving and giving of your time and your kindness of the people that you most care about. And this doesn't necessarily have to be something big or major, just small things. Like, for example, if you are coupled and your partner loves coffee first thing in the morning, make sure that you make the time to make coffee for them in the morning. Just little things like that can go a long way, especially in long-term relationships. Now, in your environment, we do see a lot of swords. We have the 3, the 10, and the Page of Swords. So what the cards are screaming to me is, once again, Mercury in retrograde. Yes, the pages always talk about communication and the communication of other people, because this is in your environment. It represents others. It's going to be a little bit difficult to handle at times. It's something that we talked about at length in your center position. So just know that Mercury retrograde is right now, and it's going to still be going on at the beginning of April. So just know that you're going to have to try your best to watch out for other people's communication, whether verbal or written, because that's what Mercury rules. It rules communication of all kinds. And just know that maybe people are not communicating with tact to you this month, but try your best to clarify and make sure that there's not a misunderstanding on your part, so that you can mitigate this energy of maybe feeling a little bit disappointed rather, or a feeling of being misunderstood or hurt by other people's communication. So just try to check in, like, oh, did you mean this? Did you mean that? So that you don't misunderstand anything. Now, in your hopes and fears area, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands rather, and the Four of Wands. So these are wishes, and you have appeared in your reading. So the wish here is to feel more in your element, to feel more like the Queen of Pentacles, of more control of your life, especially when it comes to your family life, because the 4 coupled with you here does talk about house and home, your family life. The 4 also astrologically, the 4th house talks about house and home, so definitely more control here of your home. And for some of you, this also denotes travel or a sense of wanting to move to a new house, with the Knight of Wands looking right at the 4. So if you are wishing to move, it's very favorable, especially at the end of the month. Now, as your outcome for the month of March, we have the Lovers, the Hanged Man, and the 3 of Pentacles. So all of your important decisions this month will be even more magnified and blessed if you exercise a little bit of more patience, if you think extra long and hard, because prudence and patience is going to be rewarded in the long term, because we do see here success or a promotion in work, or being recognized for your great work that you have put in. And if you are a Capricorn having to work as a team, it's very, very favorable, especially when it comes to dealing with people that you trust, that you admire, that you respect. And for any of you Capricorns being on hold for a new work, anything to do with what it is, what your profession, what you do, or if you're waiting for that promotion that I mentioned earlier, yes, you gotta wait, but it will be granted to you in the end. So just a little bit of wait for your sign at the end of the month. But you're gonna also be able to see your work, what you do, the people around you as well, with a higher perspective, with a more profound sense of appreciation for what you do and the people that are around you. All right, Capricorn, that's the end of your reading. I hope that this has been of help to you and has brought about a guide so that you can better manifest with the energies that are at your disposal throughout this month. If you feel like it has been of help to you, please support my channel by subscribing or giving me a thumbs up. It would mean so much. Or sharing this video with someone else that might need to hear these messages. I've also just recently added a donate button on my website, so if you feel called to donate to my channel for the free work that I do on my YouTube, please do donate. Any denomination rather is welcome. And if you'd like a private reading with me, you can do so by visiting tripletarot.com. I would love to read for you. I'm also inviting you to follow me on social media. I'm now on Twitter and Facebook, and I will be posting some announcements and future promotions down the road, so I hope to see you there. I posted earlier in the month a video that I did for Nadia Shah's platform. Nadia Shah is a renowned astrologer. In my book, she is hands down the best astrologer. So if you wish to, you can check that out on my Facebook or Twitter. All right, Capricorn, I'm wishing you a very beautiful, blessed month. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.